Said when I wake up in the morning, I say a word of prayer. Tap, 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 tap. Yo, this is yours truly, the Image, and I'm representing for CVM. See it happen. You hear that? CVM what? See it happen. Listen, keep it locked.
When the bus the man, I want to watch my son play finals for CVM, you know.
But mums, you can't watch it on CVM website, man.
Boy, my son score, my son score, my son score, my son score.
Greatness begins here.
Turbulence to future, I'm have to end that CVM. See it happen. We've got the love others are searching for. I'm still loving you, even though you're gone. I could have been one of the most notorious. Keep it royal. Give thanks and praise for life. Thank you very much. Go bang!
Hey everybody, I'm Yendi, and this is Odyssey with Yendi. In this space, we connect with some of your favorite people as they share their journeys. Here we have some unfiltered conversations as we deep dive into their inspirations, motivations, and experiences to inspire our own life journey.
From Kingston, Jamaica, this is CVM News at 7, tracking Melissa, the aftermath. I'm Giovanni Dennis.
And I'm Amoy Harriet. We have been with you here on CVM TV throughout the devastating passage of Hurricane Melissa, and we will be with you for all stages of the island's recovery.
Up first this evening, Tuesday, October 28 will forever be etched in Jamaica's history as Hurricane Melissa unleashed her fury across the island.
In the estuary housing scheme in Friendship, Montego Bay, St. James, one man's bravery stood out amid the chaos.
Now, when floodwaters rose to dangerous levels, threatening the lives of his neighbors, he took the initiative to rescue not one, but 5 members of his community.
He shared his story with CVM News, recounting how what started as a night of heavy rainfall turned into a desperate fight for survival.
Here's our reporter Akeem Orit with the details.
When the rains began pelting the estuary housing scheme in Friendship, Montego Bay, Ian didn't know what to expect. Within minutes, water began seeping into his home, and from the looks of it, it wasn't just rain falling from above.
I see water start come to the front door. I said to my son, no, so we have to move. So I just start put some dry clothes in one bag and put some food stuff in one bucket, and when I opened my door, the back door, the water was at knee height right here.
Realizing his home wasn't the only one flooding, he made the bold decision to go back into the rising waters to help others who were trapped.
By the time I went back in less than 5 minutes, the water reached me here from knee level. Less than 5 minutes, that's how fast the water rises. And I went back and knocked on a nurse door and took them out. When I took them out, water already filled their house, fridge, settee, everything afloat.
Now, to get into the nurse's house, he needed no prescribed medication for added strength.
I have to knock out the mesh, and they give me the key through the grill and open the grill, open the door, and I have to brace on the wall like this. Open the door, that time the water cover the door lock already. Going across the road, walking, every step me step, the water come higher and higher. Every step me step, till the water reach right here. And I step back and I said, how am I going to do this? A gentleman crossed the road and his family inside shop said we a ball for help. The lady next door, the ball for help.
The water had already risen above his shoulders, and with every step, the current grew stronger. Still, he pressed on.
Oh, well, Mr. Right, I go for Chanel. I reached to Chanel and I call Chanel answer me. I took her key as well, opened the grill. She said, door open already. And I tried to open the door as well. It can't open the door like pop off. I say, you have a machete? She said, yes. He gave me the machete and I try to use it to brace the door. He can't open. You know what I have to do? I have to use the machete and chop out like quarter of the door. The metal door. And bend it. The outside bend it down. The inside part I have to bend it in and get a blanket for her.
Now Ian eventually reached Chanel and put her on what he describes as the trunk of a banana tree until she could stand. Still, there were others to rescue.
Go back for Anita, Martin, and a guy named Jason. I help because the door can't open. I want a piece of stick them get. One big piece of wood. And knock out the grill. Open the window and knock the grill until the grill actually release. And we have to brace it. I squeeze up on my hand. We have to brace it. And the other two men brace it and I wall around, pull her over the window. And I took her out.
Now, having rescued all 5, he was left to swim his way through murky waters to save himself.
A sewage water, we are swimming in, you know. We are swimming in sewage water because before everything flow up, you know, like this. You know. Sewage start come up through the bathroom and the ball, you know. So a sewage water, me are swimming from Tuesday until yesterday one lady sleeping at the house in the water for about 18 hours from 2 o'clock Tuesday until about 10 o'clock.
One of the residents he saved says she's still shaken by the experience and is left with several questions for the developers of the scheme.
I have to go through a lot of red tape to try to start building. When the authorities or the powers that be was building this, when the technical team that they had, the advisors that they had, spoke to them, did not anybody see this as a threat that there was a pond in the scheme? The lady could have died, I could have died, Chanel could have died. They had to chop her out of her house with a machete. Another neighbor, she and her son had to cut themselves out of the house with a machete. Is it that we are so money hungry that we don't put people first?
Reporting for CVM News, I am Akeem Art.
Over in Portland, residents of Swift River are taking recovery into their own hands following the passage of Hurricane Melissa. With homes damaged and roadways littered with debris, community members have come together in a locally driven cleanup effort, showing determination and unity in the face of adversity. Our reporter Kevin Black tells us more.
Me did say Hurricane Melissa wasn't coming, but at 12 o'clock last night, me just hear whoom, whoom.
In Portland, in the Hope Bay valleys, we saw debris and fallen trees around the surrounding areas, which prompted locals to come out in a unified cleanup effort.
We are basically right there today taking up the lighter stuffs from out of the waterway to ensure that the water don't run on the road. And then tomorrow we'll be coming here back with a backhoe to move the heavier stuffs. There's another set of workers about half mile up the road heading down to Shrewsbury, Swift River. There's another set of workers going there. So we basically tomorrow to Friday we should actually finish cleaning up. We are there. We weren't that lot of damages, but whatever we had, we have tried to angle it at the best we can and in the shortest possible time.
Community members say the initiative was entirely local, citing the intention is to ensure Hope Bay and its surrounding areas could return to normalcy as quickly as possible.
Most of the tree limbs drop on the wires and stuff like that, so we got to get them off, and then most likely I think JPS could give it back our light very soon because we don't see as much damage as that towards the light wires with the trees. We'll just come out and start the job just like that. Believe me, I come off on strength of my friend. He always outside and I just always outside with him.
It was a community. It wasn't work agency, it was a community. After work agency probably come in, I don't know so far what going after we leave, but it was the community. So all of the praises I forgive to the community, you see me?
In another section of the valley called Shrewsbury, droves of residents assembled to remove debris from roadways.
6 o'clock this morning when we go down there, so road block, nothing can go through. And you know me, I always have my machete in my car, so I just step my machete and I chop as far as me can go. Then we start see whole heap of tree broke down. You know, say from there, so we have to just stop it and start use the footwalk. And you know, walk a distance where far we can go about About 20 minutes down the road, she said the road blocked, completely blocked. So turn back, and come meet up on a group of people. We organize some power saw from the community and we go down there. We and the man them and start move out the thing, And that's how we reach our main. But it was quick and fast. No major clear up, It wasn't a major clear up. It just clear up as the vehicle can go through.
Unity is strength as cleanup efforts continue in Hope Bay, Portland. Kevin Black reporting for CVM News.
We take a break here on CVM News at 7, but stay with us. More when we come back.
Hi, I know you weren't expecting to see me here. Now you can find your favorite chicken and snacks in the same place. It's true. Come on in.
Introducing the delicious combination of KFC fried chicken and Doritos nacho cheese. The KFC Doritos Zinger, a crunch that's finger-licking good.
Every school is free of unhealthy, ultra-processed products. Those high in salt, fats, and sugar. If only that weren't a dream. The reality is that many children have an unhealthy diet at school, and 23% of them are overweight or obese. This can lead to hypertension, heart disease, and type 2 diabetes. Let's protect our children's right to health with a policy for schools that prevents unhealthy food marketing and ensures access to nutritious foods. The time is now. Let's implement the National School Nutrition Policy. A message from the Heart Foundation of Jamaica and partners.
Welcome back and thanks for staying with us. Residents in St. Elizabeth taking refuge at the Lacovia Primary and Infant School Shelter say they are in dire need of help from the public as they say they are completely out of food and water. The facility, which is now home to several elderly residents from the community, is struggling to meet even basic needs as conditions worsen.
It's been the longest 48 hours for residents staying at the shelter here at the Lacovia Primary School. There are 16 permanent residents. 7 of them are elderly. There are others who come here to sleep at night.
Right now, we don't even have a good bed to lie up. Take the bench them on just to get a little ease till things work out.
So were you here at the shelter while the hurricane was passing, or you were home at the time?
No, right here.
Okay. Talk to me about what you were seeing and what you were hearing.
When I hear the breeze coming, I have to just call upon the Lord to feel merciful. But one blow that way and another one come back up, and you only hear whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. And I keep the faith and trust in the Lord. And it still spare the life that I could be here standing talk to you.
Past 2 days has been very rough because we have no emergency personnel, no food, no clothing. We basically have to survive off what we were able to grab while on our way here, and we left in a hurry. So that is almost little to nothing. And we have elderly persons here who have no medication and no nurses, no doctors, nobody to look after them or look at them to ensure that they're okay. Everybody's rooftop, everybody would have basically had some amount of loss. So when we look at the situation, we just have to look at it in a sense where we're grateful for life, being alive, because that's the greatest thing. Because we're not the only ones in the situation, it's everybody. We're lucky to be here. Many persons have gotten hurt being at home, being here, it was safer for us at the shelter. So we are safe, we're okay, and we're grateful for that. We have lost communication, basically. Our phones aren't working. So we have lost communication with most of our family members. We only know about those that we are able to see or those around us, and they would have lost their homes.
Help needed at this shelter. The sign posted out front. Shireen McLeod is the shelter manager here.
2 days pass, and persons would have run out of food, water. As you can see, that the windows were not even conducive to even brace the wind and the water that they would have experienced during Hurricane Melissa. So I initiated to do the sign because I really need the assistance. There are no calls going out. We're not receiving it because cell towers are down now. So we don't have any communication to no officials. As I said before, we are out of water for bathing, for drinking. The meals that they're preparing now would possibly be the last that they would have. And we know that help will come, but we don't know how soon help will come.
Still in St. Elizabeth, emergency responders are working around the clock to assist patients affected by Hurricane Melissa to airlift them to the Mandeville Regional Hospital. The Jamaica Defence Force Air Wing has been called in to assist, ensuring those in urgent need receive prompt medical attention. Kevin Black reports.
The situation at this point in time is that patients are being airlifted from the Black River Hospital to Mandeville Regional Hospital.
In a coordinated emergency response, the Jamaica Defence Force JDF Air Wing has been airlifting patients from the Black River Hospital in St. Elizabeth to the Mandeville Regional Hospital in Manchester. The initial operation, which took place near North Racecourse Road, involved the helicopter landing on a nearby strip where medical personnel were on standby. A child and a man are among those who were transported to the roadway for ambulance pickup. Chief Executive Officer at Mandeville Regional Hospital, Alwyn Miller, says patients are being assessed, with some expected to remain at the hospital, while others will be transferred to hospitals in the region based on their medical needs.
This effort is being coordinated by the Ministry of Health. We have the CMO and the Permanent Secretary in the facility at this point in time, as well as other members from the Ministry of Health. It is with the assistance of Manchester Health Services, Jamaica Defence Force, and police, and all others who are helping us to coordinate the transportation and delivery of patients to Mandeville Hospital at this point in time. Well, in terms of Mandeville Hospital, it was challenging, as was expected. We are thankful that our staff has come through it safe and well. Some would have lost property, their roofs, etc. But they stuck to the task, and some actually went home yesterday after doing 24 hours or even longer.
Mr. Miller says since the team is still operating in emergency mode, priority is being given to urgent cases, including those affected by Hurricane Melissa in Black River.
The most significant event was the flooding of the roadway, Caledonia Road, in front of the hospital, and the Soakaway being full to the point of overflowing. It has since receded, and the public is able to access through the main gates of the hospital. We are still in an emergency mode, right? And therefore, patients who do not need to be here, we encourage them to seek assistance if they can elsewhere.
He outlined that a significant number of patients from St. Elizabeth will be transferred to Mandeville Regional Hospital.
Those persons who at this point in time can obtain healthcare elsewhere in light of what is happening, we would ask them to do that, just to allow us to go through this phase of receiving the patients from St. Elizabeth. I understand it is in the proximity of about 70 patients that needs to be moved from that facility.
Kevin Black for CVM News.
Hours after residents in Easington, St. Thomas called on authorities to urgently address the danger that lurks after Hurricane Melissa left a hole in a bridge and the possibility of falling rocks in the area, a resident was left injured after he fell in the hole. Giselle Mills has the details.
On Thursday, CVM News reported on this hole at the entrance of the Islington Bridge in St. Thomas and the potential danger it poses. Around 2-3 o'clock Friday morning, a man fell inside it. Residents discovered the man and alerted the police along with the fire department. He was removed and rushed to the Princess Margaret Hospital for treatment. This came after Edwin Marr, the former councillor of the Landui Division in St. Thomas, made an urgent call to the relevant authorities for assistance because he feared an accident would happen.
We are appealing to the necessary agencies, Parish Council, NWA, Mines and Geology, the Member of Parliament, and all any other relevant agencies to come immediately to pay some attention, because I'm telling you, people are going to die, property is going to be damaged if they do not come and remedy the situation immediately.
Stephen Shaw is manager of communication and customer service at the National Works Agency.
It's a situation that we're aware of. It is one of those that we'll have to respond to in relation to the havoc that has been wreaked by Hurricane Melissa.
Mr. Shaw insists things were put in place to prevent accidents of this nature.
We took all the necessary steps to block the road to ensure that no member of the public would have been affected or impacted by what is happening there. Apparently, this individual did not obey that which was placed there, which were impediments on both sides of the bridge. And the result is what it is.
Druselle Mills reporting for CVM News.
The St. Bay Hospital is among several health facilities across the island that suffered damage during the passage of Hurricane Melissa. Health Minister Dr. Christopher Tufton toured the hospital to assess the extent of the damage and to outline the next steps for recovery. Akeem Orit has the details.
The St. Bay Hospital, one of the major medical facilities in the northern region, bore the brunt of Hurricane Melissa's fury. Damaged roofs, flooded sections and displaced equipment are now part of the aftermath staff must navigate. Health Minister Dr. Christopher Tufton says plans are in place to assess the damage done.
What I'm going to do is work with the region and the team in Kingston to do a quick assessment of the damages to roof so that we can try and restore back those ward spaces, because chances are you may have to fill some of the gap that you're currently filling. So you say your patient load at A&E has gone up by about 50%. 150 yesterday from normally about 100 per day or so.
With some patients being transferred from other hospitals, Dr. Tufton says members of the St. Bay team will play a key role in supporting the recovery process.
People are overflowing from Trelawney and other places, even as St. James. And that's some of those trauma cases we're seeing also in those parishes. People falling from ladder, falling off the roof, and all of that. So in a sense, this is the hub and spoke arrangement that we have. You kind of have to pick up some of that slack. So where you can beef up your staff complement here, you may need to do that, even though I know they have challenges too.
The minister also disclosed that a cabinet submission will be made on Monday aimed at securing additional resources for the recovery effort.
Key is to work fast, but you have to do it in order. Otherwise, it's confusion. So right now, it's about your staff who have to man the stations. Then the stations that have to be manned, then the emergency cases, and giving support as you can. And then we take it from there and roll it out beyond that.
For now, the focus remains on stabilizing operations and ensuring that patient care continues despite the challenges. Akeem Orit, CVM News.
And we take another break here on CVM News at 7, but stay with us. We'll be right back.
It's time! Welcome to High School Pitchside. We have another fascinating episode for you. More matches, more big clashes.
Let's talk about some of the big rivalries coming up this week.
More of your favorite features. And trust me, you won't fall asleep in this history class. And of course, we always want to hear from you. Hear from your alma mater's players and coaches in Team Talk.
You know we can't leave you out. So send us your messages on social media and watch us react on FanView.
And you know we love a good little debate, right, Gio? we've got you covered all season long on High School Pitchside.
High School Pitchside, your ultimate guide to all things schoolboy football, Thursdays at 8 p.m. on CVM TV. Where it all begins. The quest to become great. Inspired by those who went before them, these four boys dream of playing in the ISA schoolboy football competitions.
Will you score this for Casey? Will you score? It's a shot, it's a goal!
And it's a shot, and it's a goal! And Casey has won the Manning Cup, and they will play Clarendon College in the Olivia Shield. And that's what you love to see. They may be rivals, but the camaraderie is what it's all about. Can't wait for the final.
When the bus the man, I want to watch my son play finals on CVM, you know.
But mums, you can't watch it on CVM website, man.
My son score, my son score, my son score, my son score.
Greatness begins here.
The new KFC Doritos Zinger, a combo that's finger-licking good. The time by KFC is
7:30.
Welcome back and thank you so much for staying with us. The Breadbasket Parish as we know it is no more. A somber reflection from residents in the parish now trying to pick up the pieces, unsure where to even begin.
Hurricane Melissa tore through sections of St. Elizabeth earlier this week, leaving behind a trail of destruction and devastation.
It's been days since the system passed, but the memory is still painfully fresh for many.
It's like a scene out of a horror movie. A sign saying, "Welcome to Northwest St. Elizabeth," but a pan from the sign to its surroundings, not so welcoming.
I've been around in Gilbert, and Gilbert is nothing to what happened Tuesday night.
The Breadbasket Parish, now unrecognizable. Homes flooded, buildings reduced to rubble, trees standing like brittle skeletons, and roads partially blocked. Residents of St. Elizabeth admit they never saw this coming.
Nobody was looking for something like this. Yeah, we have been warned, but no matter what we did, we were prepared. But we couldn't prevent some of the incidents.
They're running out of food.
All the businesses that were left in Black River, they loot them out. They break in them, take them out. Cool Oasis, they take out the cheese. Gone with it. Everything. Anything named food, gone.
The only clothes they now own are the ones on their backs. And every day is a battle at gas stations just to scrounge enough fuel to power their essential equipment and vehicles. Even scarier, no one inside St. Elizabeth has been able to get in touch with anyone outside. In Black River, residents have to gather at this gas station directly in front of a digital cell tower just to make calls.
After today, they're not going to have any food. They already don't have any water.
For our news team in the field, this was also the only chance we had to get back in touch with broadcast hosts.
There's no way to get in contact with family members who are on the island and those who are off the island as well. They're only, those who are overseas, they can only watch what they see on camera. So you don't know whether or not your family member is in the hospital or whether or not they're alive.
These two taxi operators are seeing each other for the first time since the hurricane, relieved to see each other, but distraught at the destruction around them.
Anything worse than when me see a go and I did a go and I would have dead. Pure dead, pure dead.
And he was tumbling down for me, you know. Me go there, me a call him in here and he was tumbling down. Me have to lie down flat. Every house around is a shame, me a tell when they look for a house.
So where were you during hurricane?
I don't know when they made this, especially in a Cynthia. I don't know if you're up, so. When it's in a Cynthia, it get the worst lick. So I don't know when they try to recover. Government, I don't know if government can help situation.
If you came here to this location 2 years ago, you would have seen what was, for a lot of tourists, a popular spot here in St. Elizabeth. Holland bamboo. This is what it now looks like. This is what is left after Hurricane Melissa ravaged parts or sections of Jamaica. Now, residents we spoke to told us St. Elizabeth, as they knew it, is no more.
No more St. Elizabeth, man. We don't know where food basket will come from. Everything mash up.
And Black River appears to have taken the brunt of it. But areas like Lacovia weren't in the slightest way spared.
The community was blocked off after the storm. We couldn't go to Santa Cruz, we couldn't go to Black River. And persons who own supermarkets in the area, they live out of the area, so those are closed. What do persons do? Where do you get food? Where do you get water? That's a major concern for a lot of us. And how do you get medication if someone gets sick? What are we supposed to do if someone gets injured? We're completely hopeless here.
The scheme devastated. I think 90 to 95% of the citizens on the scheme here have been damaged. Most of the roofs, if you go around, you check, most of the roofs are gone. Everybody, there's nobody to assist because everybody have their own problem.
Pauline Sanford is an amputee living in Lacovia. She's lived through many storms.
This is the hardest one. Remember burying whistling, but this one just come down. One I tell me, like in the breeze you hear it a ball. Like somebody definitely crying. I said, no, this is serious.
She recalls the moment before her children had to lift her from their house to their neighbors.
Well, as I keep listening to the radio and the TV before current go away, and to how they talk, I have to brace up myself. Without knowing coming so quick at me with the 1 foot. And it was so heavy on me. So if I never move, weird collapse now. Probably would collapse on me.
Miss Stanford's neighbor, Carol Baker, lives with her 53-year-old son. He's blind.
I had to run with him. I had to run with him, and then when I run, I had to come back to couldn't get anything. Because most of the things in this morning where somebody had to put them out. We have to run with them because in that scene get a stroke and that scene. So we have to run way down the bottom, come back, and then dodging the breeze, and the thing was terrible. Everything just gone. Everything just gone. So gone, man. You don't know how to manage. Rough, man. Rough. Everything. Setting it to bed and mattress, so there's nothing. And this dresser can't open. Because it rain, the water soak it, and the one over there can't open. So whatever, and everything is wet.
But as if a reminder of her resilience, this single cornstalk outside her room window still standing tall.
Every tree, look at me, every tree cut off, and this tree don't cut. No, sir. Me don't know a miracle. Don't cut it, that tree there. Not a movement, mister. Tree don't move. So it's stronger than me, and it's stronger than the house. One corn, imagine corn stronger than the house. God.
Oh, wow, it's the roof. Oh, I left the mic over here, remind me.
Tremendous experience. The experience was out of this world. It looked like nothing was going to be left. This Melissa storm is one of a kind. It has no boundary. It dealt with everyone equally. Yes, it is one of the worst situations that could ever occur in Jamaica. everything came down. So you see the roof here, you know, even the back section are right over here right now. I haven't even got to this part as yet. I'm gonna get to this yet.
Wow.
So I'm going stage by stage right about now.
Wow.
It was a big, big, big damage. Magnificent defeat, so to speak. This is going to take a long time to rebuild.
And as the rebuilding begins, they say all they have now is each other.
Yeah, I have school on Monday and I don't know who I'm going back. I'm troubled about leaving my family here and going back.
Everybody's rooftop, everybody would have basically had some amount of loss. So when we look at the situation, we just have to look at it in a sense where we're grateful for life, being alive, because that's the greatest thing. Because we're not the only ones in the situation, it's everybody.
And everybody now trying to pick up the pieces, what's left of it. And they feel the road to recovery will be a long, bumpy one. Amoy Harriet reporting for CVM News.
So viewers of CVM's News at Noon would have noticed that their regular anchor Amoy was out yesterday and today because she was in fact, as you saw just now, in St. Elizabeth. Amoy, I mean, we saw bits and pieces of it just now in that story and some others that we carried that you did earlier today and even since night. What was it like being there?
It was quite frankly a vast contrast to what Kingston, for example, now looks like. You know, I feel like us here in the corporate area, we don't really understand the extent at which Hurricane Melissa affected Jamaica unless you leave the corporate area and go to Western Jamaica. Now we know, of course, that, you know, like St. Elizabeth, areas like Westmoreland, parts of Westmoreland, parts of St. James, parts of Trelawney, parts of St. Anne, they too would have, you know, and Hanover, right? They too would have seen the brunt of Melissa, and it was quite a heartbreaking, to say the least, being on the ground in the parish and seeing that up close and personal.
What was your first thoughts when you saw it?
Wow. Terrifying, terrible. Like I said, heartbreaking, you know, especially hearing the stories of some of the residents in St. Elizabeth right now who, for a lot of them, they no longer have a home. They're homeless. They're used to living in a particular structure for 10, 20, 50, 30 years, and now they can't even recognize that building anymore. Some of them don't have, they don't know where their next meal is coming from. They don't know if they want to put on a clothes to go Santa Cruz. They don't have that clothes to put on, you know. So it really is eye-opening when I went down there, yeah.
And of course, this is something that we will continue to track here on CVM TV, going into the communities, into the various parishes, because it's not just St. Elizabeth, and we will be telling those stories as the days go on. In other news, a former president of the Private Sector Organization of Jamaica, Keith Duncan, says the private sector is mobilized to tackle urgent needs in vulnerable communities in the wake of the recent devastation from Hurricane Melissa. Mr. Duncan noted that the Aid Agency Alliance, co-chaired by Ambassador Audrey Marks, consisting of the Jamaica Manufacturers and Exporters Association, JMEA, the Ministry of Labour and Social Security, the Private Sector Organization of Jamaica, PSOJ, the Jamaica Chamber of Commerce, the Office of Disaster Preparedness and Emergency Management, ODPEM, other private sector groups and non-government organizations represent a coordinated mechanism between the public and private sectors working together to provide relief efforts.
What is more important that it is a public-private NGO aid agencies, a coordinated, structured approach that is data-driven, that ranks vulnerable communities, that ensures that we're getting to the areas of greatest need, that ensures that there's a delivery mechanism in place to get there in a timely manner, that ensures that where it is a coordinated mechanism that works across ODPEM, who has the responsibility, the legal responsibility to execute, along with the Ministry of Labour and Social Security, along with the private sector group that will come together to ensure that that coordinated mechanism is effective, it is working seamlessly, and it is getting to the beneficiaries who are in great need as we speak.
Tolls tolls remain open. This announcement from the Minister of Transport, Energy and Telecommunication, Darrell Vaz, at Friday's press briefing held at the office of the Prime Minister. He says vulnerable areas will be prioritized in the restoration of electricity and telecommunications. Crystal Williams has the details.
Transport, Energy and Telecommunications Minister Darrell Vaz is encouraging users of the toll roads to exercise caution. He has received reports that persons are taking advantage of the temporary removal of toll fees, using it as an excuse to speed.
I am pleading with every motorist that uses the East-West and North-South Highway. Please, we have enough problems on our hands now than to overburden the hospitals with irresponsible behavior, injuries as a result, or death as a result of irresponsible behavior. Just slow down and respect the toll booths and respect the attendants that are there so we don't have any more incidents.
Minister Vaz says he has also received disturbing reports of extortion at toll booths. On Thursday, CVM News saw persons being charged at the Caymanas entrance and exit on the Edward-Siaga Highway. However, it stopped shortly after our news team made inquiries. Minister Vaz says some public passenger vehicles are also overcharging passengers.
I'm sending a warning, and I'm putting the Transport Authority on alert. Zero tolerance. Zero tolerance. One thing we're not going to accept in this disaster is unconscionable behavior.
He says, as of October 31, 2025, the Jamaica Urban Transit Company, JUTC, used 168 regular JUTC buses, 21 premium, 3 rural express buses, and 7 for disaster relief. He says the company is prepared to transport essential workers into disaster zones. As it relates to the restoration of electricity, he says the corporate area should be fully restored by the latest Sunday.
I told him that's not good enough. He needs to publish, as they used to do on their social media and through their communication network, exactly where we are every day, which communities can expect, and when.
He argues the updates coming from JPS need to be more detailed.
And I had words with the president of JPS on coming here and told him that as of today, he's to revert back to the Beryl way of reporting. The communication that is coming out is not enough. Not enough to me, and it's not enough to those who are affected. So it's not only the amount of people who have been restored. It's how many more are to be restored.
On telecommunications, Minister Vaz advised that Starlink will be used to reconnect communities without internet access via the Universal Service Fund. Crystal Williams, CVM News.
And it's time for another break here on CVM News at 7, but stay with us. When we come back, it will be time for sports.
Need to estimate your duty? Perform a track and trace? Search for a declaration?
Then download the Jamaica Customs mobile app today. The time by the Jamaica Customs Agency is...
Hi, I know you weren't expecting to see me here. Now you can find your favorite chicken and snacks in the same place. It's true. Come on in.
Introducing the delicious combination of KFC fried chicken and Doritos nacho cheese. The KFC Doritos Zinger, a crunch that's finger-licking good.
Hey everybody, I'm Yendi, and this is Odyssey with Yendi. In this space, we connect with some of your favorite people as they share their journeys. Here we have some unfiltered conversations as we deep dive into their inspirations, motivations, and experiences to inspire our own life journey.
Welcome back and thanks for staying with us. And just before we go, just want to share with you another story coming from the opposition. Move aside bureaucracy. That appeal from opposition leader Mark Golding as recovery efforts get underway in western Jamaica. This following the passage of Hurricane Melissa. Mr. Golding led a tour of the hardest hit areas in Westmoreland on Friday and other sections of the country.
Much like the rest of Western Jamaica, it's a scene of heartbreak and resilience in Westmoreland. Opposition leader Mark Golding made his way across the parish today, witnessing firsthand the devastation left behind by Hurricane Melissa, from flattened homes to flooded streets. Though distraught, the residents welcomed the team, hoping for more than sympathy, but solutions. Mr. Golding, who was joined by members of Parliament Ian Hales and Dr. Dayton Campbell, toured the hardest hit communities.
Our people need food, they need water, they need everything. It's total destruction, total disaster. But we are here. We are here to do an assessment, to go back to ensure that we can get the necessary things that this constituency wants so we can move forward. We're going to build back stronger, and we're going to ensure that we take care of every Jamaican.
Mr. Golding promised continued support for affected families, calling for collaboration between the government and opposition to fast-track relief.
And then the rebuilding needs to start. And of course, when we're doing the rebuilding, we have to do it smartly because we realize we're in a different era now in terms of climate crisis and weather patterns. And we can't just assume that we can do it the way we did it before. We have to be more resilient in our approach. We have to be building resilience into what we do, where we do things, how we do things. But right now, the immediate need is the people and the desperate plight they're in.
The opposition leader is, however, calling for transparency in the recovery process.
We're in touch with many people abroad who want to help. Jamaica's getting an outpouring of support and love because of the goodwill that we command internationally. So we just need to translate that into actual help on the ground. The bureaucracy needs to be moved aside, but the processes must be done in a way that's transparent, and a mechanism needs to be put in place to ensure that that is done.
Amoy Harriet for CVM News.
And that's it for news here on CVM News at 7. Jordan Fort is standing by with sports.